What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about WIF today, DogeWifHat, at the request of Viable. And a few of you've actually requested this coin, so we're going to talk about it now. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, my friends, and let's get into it. So WIF being a bit of a disappointment, is it not? Moving down 32.8% last week, a little bit neutral this week. That's okay. I would say that this move down from the relative highs in November, that is a bit more extreme than what we've seen across the space. 64% is a bit intense compared to what we've seen across the space, right? The average coin from their relative highs to relative lows, they've seen anything from like a 40 to a 30% drop, right? Like 40 is pushing it really. 40 to 30% is more like it. So the average coin, like if WIF was to be like the average coin and not be like what it's doing right now, it would have found support in this area, but it's moved lower. It's kind of concerning. It's kind of a concerning look given the overall macro perspective here, right? And it's even more concerning whenever you consider that WIF itself, it is a meme coin, but it's a random meme coin that came out of nowhere. It's clearly a playoff of Doge, and also very clearly, I think, it's well established in the crypto community, or at least assumed to be established, that this is a meme coin backed by crypto VCs, right? People who the sole intention of this was to pump it up real early, get the masses to buy it for exit liquidity, and then they can put that money into other crypto projects, right? I'm not saying that means WIF has to go down. I'm just saying with a coin like this kind of look overall, it is a little bit scary, right? You've got this know-nothing coin, meme coin that just came out of nowhere, and everybody's like, it's the best coin of the cycle because it had like 2 months of glory, and now not so much. Right now, it's actually quite a scary circumstance to be in. So I personally don't think that WIF will go lower than this low. I personally don't think that. I think the look right now is rather concerning, but I think that you probably do find support soon, and you probably do move up. But it is something to note that while most cryptos pulled back 30 to 40%, this thing pulled back a lot more. It is something to note that while most cryptos are pulling in higher lows, you're pulling in lower lows, okay? Something to note. From a low to a high, you're at your golden ratio, 61869, literally bouncing right off of it. Looks beautiful. 3-day perspective, lower lows in the RSI. That's okay. You're at the area that you found support at before, so maybe you find support here now. Weekly perspective, also at an area that you found support at, the only area that you found support at in your whole existence, really. This could be some kind of broadening. It's probably not. This could be some kind of broadening top. It's possible, right? I actually like it as a broadening top, I'm not going to lie. Something like that, maybe. Maybe it's like this. Maybe it's more like this. I don't know. It's kind of ugly on the top side. Maybe we take away the broadening top and we just look at the support line here, right? Lower lows. Looking to find support here. I would say, though, and my expectation would be that you break this line, okay? And here's why. First time you came down here, bounced right off it. Second time you came down here, bounced right off it. Third time you came down here, you did not bounce right off it. Different behavior might beget different results. And if you go lower, that's totally fine. It's totally fine because you probably will find a higher low relative to the actual lows of this overall range. So let's project you going lower. Relative low to relative high. Oh yeah, you're going lower. Rejecting the 886 like this, man, you're definitely going lower. I would say with a very high percentage likelihood chance, you see at least $1.45, if not as low as $1.05. That's crazy. I was not thinking that this next move could take you below this low, but maybe it does. Maybe it takes you just below that low. That's crazy, man. WIF, man. You know what? No, I was about to say something. It's not that. I was going to say it's an inverted roof, but it's not an inverted roof. No. Maybe on a monthly time frame it looks like that. No. 1 second here, guys. I'm just trying to compile my thoughts and see how much I actually want to run with this idea. You got the double top. Let's look at something with volume. Binance, sure. We have a USDT chart. Give it to me, baby. Not crazy volume on the way down, but it's pretty high volume at your top. This is actually more concerning than I might have been letting on, guys. If I was holding WIF, I would be a little concerned right now. I don't think you're going to go below this low. I do think you're going lower than here. So I'm going to say, and I should rephrase that. If you go below this low, it'll be barely, right? If you go below that low, you're gonna come right back up. That's my thoughts. More probable, you probably find support somewhere between about $1.30 to $1.45. That's my thoughts. But I'm very convinced at this point in time, you're at $1.82 right now. I'm very convinced, especially with everything else that you've got going on in your RSI and your price action, double top, volume and all. Absolutely convinced. I would bet anybody that WIF sees prices at $1.45 or lower. And you better hope that you do not close a 3-day period or a weekly period or anything else that's somewhat significant below $1.05. Because if you do that, WIF, you're going all the way down at least to about 55 cents or lower. And you're at $1.82 now. That would be bad. That'd be tragic. That would be the end of it for WIF. So you really need to hold $1.05. I don't even think you get down there, but you could, okay? Where I think you're going to go truthfully is $1.45 to $1.30, somewhere in that zone, but at least $1.45. I think I've made my point. That's all I got to say. If you guys like the video, hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this. I do genuinely suspect that WIF has higher prices to achieve in this bull cycle, but it definitely makes me wonder. It makes me wonder, man. Because this isn't a coin that like sets out to do anything. It's just a meme coin. And it's under very good assumptions, very strong assumptions that this coin was brought up by crypto VCs, by people who have hundreds of millions, billions of dollars in the market. And they pump this up and have been systematically dumping on all the dumb money, as they call it, right? I don't know. And rightfully so. No offense, but rightfully so, because if you look at this coin, WIF, come on, CoinGecko. I'm trying to end this video, don't you know? WIF. You look at WIF here. And this is important. This is good perspective for any kind of future investing, okay? Look at the market cap. We go to the max, go to log, whatever. Make it look nice. So it came about December 20, 2020. December 20th, 2020. That's whenever it came about, December 20th. And then it found its high in its market cap on April. So within the first, and that was April 1st, within the first 3 months of its life, 3.5 months, not even, it saw a market cap of $4.3 billion. Anything like that, you should stay away from. You should not invest in it, at least not until it's back below $1 billion, right? If you look, we didn't actually even get back below $1 billion. We got close. So maybe you don't go below $1 billion. Even more of a case to be made that you don't go below this low here. But I don't know, man. If you were to go below it, let's actually do that real quick. Hold on now. That's at 1.26. So if you drop like 26%, 30%, you would go, am I doing that right? I'm doing that wrong. 12, you'd want to drop 265. So you drop 20%. About 20, less than 25, okay. Hold on. I have a point, I promise. I don't believe WIF goes below that low. Because that low actually, because this low on CoinGecko, it's based on closing prices. So the low here was about 20% lower than the closing price, which means that bounce was quite literally at $1 billion. That's significant psychological support, right? And I think you would find support on that area again. If you were to go lower than that low, though, I think, again, just a little bit lower could happen, 94.9 cents, but what you don't want to do is close below $1.05. You can go below $1.05, but you don't want to close below $1.05. You do that, you run the risk of seeing significantly lower prices. Like we're talking something below 60 cents at the very least, 55 cents or lower, genuinely. More likely 35 cents or lower. But there's still hope, man. There is still hope. I don't know what, I really don't know what to think of this thing, man. I'm trying to, I've already given my calls, so I should just end the video and give it that, but I'm scratching my head a bit. There's a decent chance you could move down to 95 cents and be fine. Now you're at $1.82 now. That's a bit of an extreme drop. I know that you might not be fine hearing that here. There's a decent chance you could do that and be fine. I really do think that you'll find support somewhere between $1.45 and like $1.65. That's my, or like $1.30, $1.45, $1.60, somewhere in that zone, but lower than this. So I'm just going to end the video with that. I think you go lower and then you'll go up. I do believe WIF will see new all-time highs, but you should be on a WIF alert here, guys. What you do over the coming days, over the coming weeks with this area, it's going to be very telling if you do see new all-time highs or not. While yes, seeing a like a $4.5 billion market cap in the first month of your existence, the first 4 months, 3 months of your existence, well, that's not a good indication that this thing has a lot of growth to go left in this cycle, right? Because from here, what are you going to do? You're going to 10x, you're going to 20x at the most, probably. You're not going to see $100 billion on a wannabe Dogecoin. No way, right? Definitely not. But you probably do see higher prices still. That's not like unreasonable stuff. I bet you could see tens of billions of dollars by the end of the cycle, and in which case you would at least see something that's in the double digits from here. So I don't think it's worth worrying about too much. I know I've probably used a couple of phrases and words and terms here. The analysis is a little bit scary, but ultimately WIF is a cryptocurrency. Regardless of how low it goes, if the rest of crypto starts going up, and being that this is one of the main meme coins of the cycle, I would assume it goes up too. I'm just going to keep it simple, right? Moving down to $1.45, $1.30, somewhere in that area. You could go below $1.05. Likely, if you did, you'd bounce off of 95 cents. You want to close any given days or weeks above $1.05. You do not want to go at all, period, below 95 cents. Okay. If you adhere to all that, you're fine. You will see new all-time highs. But if any of those don't do this, if any of those come true and they become things that happen and it's something that you're not supposed to do, well, we'll talk about this if that ever happens, but I don't think it will. So hit the like button, subscribe. I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care. Bye.